In case you missed the Creative Cloud World Tour, and I wanted to share with you the top features that people seem to love. In fact, starting with Creative Cloud, as I dive in here, you can see all of what's new on any particular app. Once you download Photoshop, what you get is you get this desktop app right here, okay? So once it's installed, you'll see it here, and that's great. But really what's new in here is this Creative Cloud Market area, okay? So brand new, these are royalty-free assets that you can use, you can't resell them, but otherwise everything you need is right in here. In fact, if you want to search on something, just do your search, and those items will come up. And if you want, say for instance, this sort of building, click and you can download it. So where does it download it to? Well, it downloads it to your Creative Cloud Files area. So I'm going to open up that folder. And in Market Downloads, that's where that asset is being downloaded to. So we will see it here in a second, but you can see everything I've downloaded, okay? So that's definitely a popular item, and let's keep in mind as well just the ability to sync, store, and share items as I sync this Playfest poster right here. And again, where does this stuff go? Well, it's all goes on the website. So again, clicking over, we will see this particular item happens to be a PSD. Your client could care less that it's a PSD because they actually just see this particular item. In fact, I can click back and you can see I can turn on and off layers like I'm doing now. Okay, so they can comment on it. You could send this to them as well. So I can send them the link. This is the link, but you could email it to them and they would see it just like anyone else would. So just pasting that URL right into a new browser window, you'll see what the client will see right in here. And you'll see they will say, looks great, right? So that's how that would be done. Adding that comment, something like that. And if they have changes, move the guy in the lower left up higher. That might be a comment that they would add. Well, we can do that, okay? In fact, all we need to do is open up this PSD. And this gets us into our very first feature. In fact, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just select this guy. You wanna move him up. That's great. Selecting him, and typically what I can do is I actually want to use ContentAware Move, but I want to show you this adaption right up here. So notice how you can change the structure and then the color. Okay, so the color is what's important. So change the color. If I change that to 0, in fact, watch what happens. Yeah, that sucks, right? That definitely sucks. Let's move it back. Let's change this to, 10. Hey, why not? Moving it over. And do your adaption, done and done. Okay, so that's the color adaption for the content-aware technologies available in Photoshop. Okay, so, and again, if I save that, whatever, all I need to do is save it and it will get updated on that link as well. But let's move on because, again, I've synced this poster, and starting with this poster, a feature in Illustrator people love is not necessarily the pencil tool, because pencil tool can be kind of rough. If I try to draw smooth lines, not so much, right? Well, what I can do is I can double click on the pencil tool because this is rebuilt. We can take it from accurate to awesome or smooth. In fact, I can draw right over this line. Again, not being perfect, right? Or is it? That's right, sort of rebuilt pencil tool. There's more we can do with the pen tool as far as getting that anticipation of the line as well in Illustrator, and even taking into account live shapes. Okay, so in fact, it opened up on my other monitor. Sorry about that. But this is self-aware. It's aware if you rotate it, okay? Well, look, 49 degrees. Oh, you want to bring it back to 0? You can bring it back to 0, right? Just like that. So live shapes, being aware of and being able to change those different properties, as you can see right there as I click. All right, easy enough. All right, let's move on because there's more we need to do. All right, because there's some cool things in Photoshop as well. Let's say, for instance, I'm working in this Play Campaign folder. And this is great that for this folder, what I can do is I can collaborate with others. But in general, a couple people that I've invited, and they can collaborate with me, which means they're a Creative Cloud member. They have access to this folder. They can make changes to this PSD. And you can see we can keep those multiple revisions, and I can roll back to previous versions if I want to as well. So again, that's what I would do. Keep in mind it's in this folder right here. I can double click on it. So I can continue to work on that file or other files because I have a couple other files going on. In fact, I have this Play Campaign website. I'll just open up. So say for instance, I am working with Terry White and he happens to make some changes to this file. And he's added some Typekit fonts. Well, I don't have to worry about finding those fonts because it locates the mixing fonts and then I can just click resolve. And that's what this fonts area is all about. It's syncing all those fonts. Let's go beyond that because I can filter fonts, right? I can search by bold fonts if I want to. Okay, that gives me all the bold fonts. Just show me the Typekit fonts. But this is what I love, is just being able to roll over those fonts and you can see them change right in here, okay? So there's my font. It's just a matter of, again, I don't have it selected, but just rolling over any one of these fonts.